everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If you've never been here before, I'm Andrea M, and on this channel we look at true crime, we look at disturbing backstories, we look at weird phenomena, and we look at the paranormal. And I have been away for a couple of weeks again, which I must apologise for, but it's for a good reason. I have been running about again with the original Sound Lounge, doing a lot of on-location filming for different musical events that have been going on in the area for the past couple of weeks. So that's where I've been. Sorry I haven't had time to come and make a video. But today, as I was going through all the news stories and things that were coming up this morning that I regularly check, there was one that I had been monitoring since last week because I was waiting for more information to come to hand. So as of this morning, we do have an update on the Samantha Murphy case. And I know you guys haven't forgotten who Samantha Murphy is. She was the 51-year-old Ballarat mother of two who went missing at the beginning of the year. I think it was around February. She has been missing for quite some time. And there has been a young man actually standing accused of the murder who has still failed to give police any more details of anything that he may know. He is still in custody. But what has come to hand this morning is that they have actually found Samantha Murphy's phone. And I'll get into the story of how that's all happened. But if you've never been here before, hi, welcome. And welcome to all the new subscribers who have subscribed while I was away journeying around with the original Sound Lounge. I'm so happy to have you here, and I'm so happy to see my regulars coming back every week. I will try and make the true crime videos, etc., a little bit more regular now, but I do have other commitments and I'm working on several other projects outside of YouTube. So I am very busy, but I'm happily busy, and thank heavens I have not gotten sick this winter yet. Well, autumn, winter, we've just crossed over into winter 2 days ago here in Australia. So it's cold. It's snowing just up the road from where I live. They're expecting snow in Glen Innes, and that's where I went earlier in the season with my friends Shay and Trish. If you're following my vlog channel, you will have seen that video. But yeah, it's cold. So I'm feeling very thankful that I haven't been sick yet. This time last year, I'd already been knocked over by COVID. Fingers crossed that I had so much illness last year that my immune system's rocking and I'm not going to get sick this winter, but time will tell, I guess. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I'm still trying to build my subscribers up, so it would help me out a ton if you could do that for me. It's free to subscribe, and yeah, I'll try and bring you compelling content whenever I'm able to do it, which hopefully will be every week again now. So the story that has broken this morning is as follows. So what they are saying on the news today is a crucial detail has been revealed about the iPhone that Samantha Murphy was carrying on the day that she disappeared. So the search has been carrying on throughout the Buninyong region and Mount Clare, and the police have found her phone beside a dam. And it was only about 19 kilometres away from where Samantha lived with her family at her home in Ballarat. So the phone was found about a week ago, and surprisingly, the phone is undamaged and it is in near perfect working condition. So over the past week, the police have been looking at the phone and going over things with the phone, and they were astonished to find the phone just dumped beside a dam at Ballarat. It was literally, if I can get some footage of the police actually finding the phone. They do have news footage of it. I'll pop it in if I can find it. So the phone was just found laying beside this dam near Ballarat, very close to where Samantha Murphy actually lived. So as of today, forensic testing is ongoing after the police have located the phone in the renewed search that began in the Ballarat area last week. So according to reports on 7 News Australia, as we've just covered, the phone is in near perfect condition and undamaged. And that means if the police can get into her phone, they can maybe unlock what happened to Samantha after she disappeared. So it follows that Samantha Murphy's husband, Mick, revealed he knew it was his wife's phone as soon as the police called to tell him that it was found. So there was kind of an air of celebration about the police force this week, but it was very subdued because, as we know, Samantha is considered deceased and she has still not been recovered. So there was subdued celebrations from the police this week as the muddy phone in a wallet was pulled from a dam outside Ballarat. So it's been around 115 days since Samantha was last seen, and that's how long it has taken the police to recover her phone. And as we know, or if you need reminding, or if you're not familiar with this case, if you happen to be from overseas and you're watching this, Samantha Murphy was a Ballarat mother who went out for a jog on February 4 and disappeared from her home in Ballarat and has not been seen since. So that was the date. It was February, and it was February 4. As we just covered, the police are still working to retrieve data from the phone, and they have said the physical properties of the phone will obviously be somewhat damaged, but it's what's behind it that they're looking for. And what the experts are looking for are ones and zeros of data that will actually be able to be retrieved. And this was told to 7 News by cybersecurity expert Nigel Fair. He also said it was a big game changer in the investigation. And as we covered briefly earlier, the device was found about 19 kilometres south of the Murphy family home. So that's not very far at all. And as we've said, and if you're not familiar with the case, Samantha Murphy was last seen leaving her Eureka Street house in Ballarat at about 7 a.m. on Feb 4 to go for a quick 14-kilometre run, and that was through the nearby Woowookarung Regional Park. I'm sorry, I always have trouble with that name. So police believe that she had reached the Mount Clare area adjacent to the park about an hour or so after leaving her house. She has not been seen or heard from since. So subsequent searches by police and volunteers in the interim period up to finding her phone had failed to locate any trace of Samantha Murphy. In February, there was a huge group of volunteers that combed through the bush after gathering at Ballarat's Eureka Stockade Memorial Park, some bringing metal detectors and even sniffer dogs in, but still no trace of Samantha has been found. So later that month, the police launched a targeted search of the Buninyong Bushland Reserve involving a range of special units including mounted officers, the dog squad and motorcyclists, and cadaver dogs had also been brought in during this interim time up to finding the phone to see if they could locate Samantha's remains. So the search area was highlighted in an intelligence derived from a number of sources, the police spokesman said at the time. So this comes as solicitor Paul Galbally from Melbourne-based law firm Galbally O'Brien has recently been hired by Patrick Oren Stevenson, the young man charged in March with the murder of Samantha, who has still not spoken or said anything about what he knows, if he knows anything at all. Mr. Galbally has represented clients in some of the most high-profile and complex criminal trials, including that of Catholic Cardinal George Pell, and he is somebody I will go into on another day. So Mr. Stevenson, 22, was charged with Samantha's murder on March 8, but he is yet to enter a plea. And he is scheduled for a committal mention in Ballarat Magistrates Court in August. So the other complex issue I did cover in earlier videos with the missing mum, Samantha Murphy, is the area in which she has gone missing. There are a number of mine shafts in the area that are quite deep, very deep seams in the earth where her body may have been placed, which is what's making it so hard to sort of find where she is. If she's down inside a mine shaft, it's going to be very hard to recover her. I think that's also why the dogs are having so much trouble if she's underground. But I have heard that the dogs can sniff, can sense a body meters down in the ground. So it's going to be interesting to to see whether they actually do ever find Samantha and where they find her. I honestly hope if Patrick Oren Stevenson is the individual who has allegedly done away with Mrs. Murphy, I honestly hope that he finds his voice at some point and tells the police where Samantha is. So there's a few points that are interesting with this case, and you can go back and watch the other videos if you want to get all up to speed on it properly. This is just an update. But the night before Samantha went missing, the young man in question was seen out at several clubs in the Ballarat area, and he was under the influence of quite a number of substances. So whether he was still under the influence of these substances and he's come across Miss Murphy and something has happened and he's done something to her and then subsequently maybe panicked and put her somewhere. If he's under all these substances, maybe he doesn't even remember what he did. Not saying that's an excuse for him if he did in fact commit the crime. It's just he may not have had all his faculties with him if he's indeed the one who murdered Mrs. Murphy. So it's going to be very interesting to find out exactly what's gone on with this case as it progresses. Hopefully the police can get some data off her phone that leads them to where she might be, or to find out, you know, her final moments, what actually happened. Did she try to call anybody? Did she take any film? Maybe she put her phone up and started filming this guy if he was coming for her. It's going to be interesting to see what comes out of this. So I did promise when I first covered this case that if there were any developments, anything of note, that I would let you guys know. So that's what's come to hand this morning, and it's kind of been brewing up all week and I've been watching it. But yes, we did get the confirmation strongly this morning that it was Mrs. Murphy's phone that was found, and the police are still running forensics on it. So when we find out more about that, I will update you guys again. So prayers for Mrs. Murphy's family, as always, for her husband and her children. They must be going through absolute hell, as would her family and friends. So please keep them in your thoughts and prayers, and please say a prayer for Samantha that they do get to bring her home and give her the last rites that she so richly deserves, as do we all. Stay safe, everybody, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye for now.